Hey, what's up, man? Everybody, just want to jump on a few minutes, man, and think about some of the things that are coming up. Just talk about some of the things that we have coming up, like the comedy show this weekend. If you haven't signed up and bought your ticket, comedy show, a virtual comedy show presented by James Jones and myself in the Reinvention Center. So I want to talk about that. So you can go look on his page, James Jones, go on my line, look at it, and or myself or Sanders or a few other people we shared. So you can purchase your ticket, via Cash App or PayPal, and then just send us your email and we'll send you a virtual ticket. You'll only be able to get in with that ticket now. It's going to be February 20th. That's 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. So that's a virtual comedy show. I was just thinking about a few things. Black History Month, I hadn't been on here because I've been extremely busy, so I hadn't really been on, social media a lot. So just wanted to talk about and just touch on a few things dealing with Black history. One of the things I was thinking about Let the World See, the documentary about Emmett Till, and then looking at some of the just some of the clips from there where when it got to the part to where she had to come down for the trial, she stayed in Mount Bayou, where I was born and raised. A lot of people don't know about Mount Bayou, so I wanted to kind of like talk about that for a minute. And it's interesting, I was thinking about Mississippi and like how it was really known for its brutality and cruelty to slavery and all the things coming up through Jim Crow, and it was really known for its sheer brutality against people of color. If you look at the state from the top to bottom, from east to west, what's up, Mike? From top to bottom, east to west, and you just think about all the things that he did to people like Vernon in Mississippi, down by Hattiesburg. How you think about what they did to the 3 civil rights guys in 1964. How you think about what they did to the Freedom Riders and stuff. They even actually brought them here to Unit 17 at Parcham, where they stayed. The judge said them to 60 days in jail. And so you just think about Mississippi and this, how they fought to try to save the Confederate flag. And man, I was watching the documentary on PBS about the 3 civil rights, Schroeder, Cheney, and Goodman, when they were killed in Philadelphia, and how when the feds came in, when they were looking for their bodies, and they drug all the ditches and the bayous down there, and said they found so many bodies, African American bodies of people who were gone missing, just missing. People thought they were out of town and stuff like that. But you never see that. You never hear them talk about that because they always want to keep that darkness on. They want to keep that darkness on here in Mississippi's rich history. One of the things I was thinking about too here in the Mississippi Delta was how I.T. Montgomery came down and founded Mount Bayou. And in doing so, they were former slaves. In doing so, that part of the Mississippi Delta that was founded by I.T. Montgomery, no slaves ever existed there. And that was amazing to me, just think about how no slaves existed there, but we were one of the places that produced more cotton per capita than any place in the world. And so these were free people picking cotton for their own wealth, creating their own wealth. And they said at one time between the Sunflower River and the Mississippi River, the vast majority of the land, hey Ruby, what's up? The vast majority of the land was owned by black people. So you just think about that for a minute in the Mississippi Delta and how they kind of tricked us out of our land and kind of choked us out financially to where a lot of the farmers were forced to sell land. Hey, how you doing, sis? The program is approved for the 31st, so what I got to do is I got to get with everybody, Sinatra, James, and all the people that I'm inviting in Ruby, so I can get their NCIC approved for them to come in and sit on with Day of Empathy. We also have Day of Empathy. I'm going to try to do it, get it with the communications so we can get permission to do it virtually, either through Dreamcore, which I hope, or through some other type of social media. Because of, our work, there's be a conflict of interest for me to do it. So I couldn't do it. We're going to find a way to get it so either people can come back and watch it or they can watch it as it goes on. So that's one of the things I want to do. So we got Dale Empathy going. Also, Sinatra and I are supposed to be in Jackson. We're just going to confirm the date. What's up, everybody? So and my plight, just backing up from social media, I'm newly married, I'm a newlywed, so I kind of back up, just taking some personal time for me to build and grow, build and grow, build and grow, but my fight is still in the race. As it says, it's all black everything, 24/7. So that's one of the things that, I pride myself on, as being all black. You know what I mean? All black 24/7. Whatever my people go through, I go through. Whatever we go through as a people, I go through. Just because you don't see me on the front line doesn't mean I'm not behind the scenes trying to create an avenue to uplift my people out of the situation and the conditions that they're in. So that's one of the things. So, so we're going to try to get this damn empathy kicked off. I really love what Dream Corps does and would like nothing more than to be a part of their movement, within, but still remaining loyal to Sail with Sippy and the Reinvention Center, all in the same breath. We're all doing the same thing. We're just doing it in different areas. So sometimes we got to work and come together and still do the right thing. What's up, Shantae? How you been doing? So, it's been a struggle, just trying to bounce back from a new year starting, without my boys, so it's hard. It's hard to talk about it. It's hard to think about it. So I wanted to take me some meantime and regroup and regather myself into, so I can be the soldier that I am. What's up, Sinatra? How you doing? So we got to get the program is approved. So what we're going to do is, Sinatra, we're going to, I got to get you guys a number. I'm going to put everybody on a group call or group text. Definitely, all black everything. I am, as my shirt says, I am Black History. So if you don't know that you're Black History, then something is wrong. If you're out here fighting and you don't know that you're too black, something is wrong. If you don't know you're out here fighting, it's not all black everything. It's not denying that other people of other races didn't help us. But for us to build and help ourselves, we have to understand who we are, where we are, and the forces that we're up against. You know what I mean? And so we have to continue to, especially us as ex-felons, we have to continue to educate those who are currently in the judicial system or in the penal system about their opportunities coming out. And that's what I like. Hey, what's up, Princess? 4 more to go, 4 more months to go, 5 down, 4 to go. I can't wait. Be proud of you. All right. One of the things that I was just saying, though, I want to just jump back on that for a minute, man. It blew my mind to think about everything that went on in the Mississippi Delta, and no slaves were ever in Mount Bayou. In the area. I think about Blanche K. Bruce living there and starting a school right outside of town there. And I just think about all the rich history, I.T. Montgomery and Ben Green coming out as cousins and clearing the land, having a depot there, and President Teddy Roosevelt coming there and asking to stop in the Mississippi Delta so he can lay eyes on the town that was founded by former slaves. So, and it was really, really eye-opening to see it on national TV and Let the World See, in the documentary about Emmett Till. I know a lot of people say it's hard to watch, but you gotta push through and watch, man. In order for you to actually learn, you have to sit and cry through the pain, or whatever you got to do to get through the pain in order to see what they used to, what was done to us. Because I can guarantee you, man, there were several Emmett Till that were lynched in the state of Mississippi. I can guarantee you, man, that there were what's up? That there were a lot of people, man, here in the great state of Mississippi that were killed. That nobody know. People just thought that they left, man. And I always tell people, man, we have to dig and look beneath the surface to see what was done to our people. The biggest thing that really hurt me about that documentary when I was watching it, and throughout I read history, and I always knew this because PBS had a documentary that they did on Emmett Till back in the day when they were talking about when he first got killed, when they were looking for his body. I remember them showing a documentary not far from his Uncle Mo's house, and it had a guy on the truck that was cleaning the blood off the truck, and he was black. You know, nobody ever talk about that part of it. Nobody ever talk about that. It was two black guys that went to the house when they took him out the house to lynch him. Nobody talk about there were two guys that took him, that was riding with him, holding him down when they took him to the gym up in Drew, Mississippi. Nobody talks about that. Man, for so long in history, we have been our own worst enemy. We've helped the other forces, man, to keep us down, bring us down, and to drain the wealth from us, from our communities, from our household, and to literally hold us down. Anytime we continue to make progress, man, most of the time it's our own people that holds us back, holds us down, or won't support us. You rather go out and buy a $400 or $500 Gucci purse than to buy a black T-shirt or a T-shirt created and made by a black label. You know, you rather go out and buy a watch, you know what I mean, or $1,000 watch, than to support your brother in his or her cake business and his or her whatever, in his or her business. The first time we come out with something, oh, it's too high. You know what I mean? The first thing you want to ask is how much it cost me to make it. You know, that's the first thing, when I had anything that I ever had. Man, how much it cost you to do those? You want to know how much it is, but you'll go and pay for some cut-up jeans, man. You'll go and buy some Giorgio Armani, or I remember when the British Knight came out. What's up, Tony? Man, you all right? I need to get with you too, Tony. Yeah, but it's amazing how we won't support our own business, man. We won't support our own people. In some places we do, man, but we could break the backs of the other people, the other race, if we support our own. You know what I mean? Before Black Wall Street, man, there was Mound Bayou. You know, and the thing about Black Wall Street, everything was created and done for the betterment of us. We didn't care. We didn't care if white people came and bought stuff from our store. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, also, what's up, Kevin? You know, and I think about when Oprah went into this high-end store to buy some stuff. The lady actually, called the police on her because they didn't feel like we were privy to buy the high-end stuff that they wore or that they carry every day. They didn't want us in there. So we always look more as when we go in and spend our money, we're looked upon as a suspect rather than a customer. And like, you're right, Sandra, they don't respect us. They only want our money. They don't respect us. I always think about when I go to Chinatown, or if you go to Chinatown and go to a restaurant, when their people walk in, man, they don't even see you. They're waiting on their people first. You can take a back seat. You know what I mean? They're going to sit them first and do everything. And so you basically have, that's why I wouldn't go down there to eat, anymore. They cater to their people. You got a Chinatown, you got Greek Town, but they call our neighborhood the ghetto. No matter how upscale it is, no matter how high end it is, no matter how safe it is on the block, it's labeled the ghetto. Where it's, it's so many of us today. Yeah, I can believe that. You know what I mean? And that's how she's gonna do, Tony. She's gonna look, no matter how good the food is. No matter how good the food is. You rather buy from a Mexican food truck or a Mexican on the corner than to support us. Man, the presentation can be good, the food can be good, everything can be good. The price can be good and everything, but you'll walk by my good food because I'm a black man trying to do something right. You know what I mean? The only way you'll respect me if I'm in the hood acting gangster or something like that. You won't respect me if I'm getting up, hustling every day, getting my food truck right, getting it clean and everything. You want to know what it cost me. What it cost me. Then you're going to complain. Yeah, you're going to go to McDonald's or Burger King when you don't know what you eating. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the truth, man. That's the truth. So we can get the same way if we had a snowball stand. Man, you'll walk a country mile just so you won't spend your dollar with me. You know what I mean? You'll walk a country mile to get a hamburger or some french fries when I got the same thing on the menu. You'll go to a high-end restaurant and buy the same pot roast or everything, or let's just say salmon. You know what I mean? Grilled salmon. You'd rather pay $30 or $40 at a high-end restaurant than to buy it in the neighborhood, from somebody black, who knows how to cook. I just never understood that, man. I just never understood that. And how we can, the same thing with the hair. If a black person open up a hair shop, man, he's gonna catch hell. Or the same thing with a nail shop. I look at everybody, man, they're gonna run to the Asians or anything. Now a lot of times, in some places, not necessarily the restaurant, because I know some good soul food restaurant. Man, I hate to even talk about Willie Lynch because people don't really even understand. People don't really understand the concept of Willie Lynch and how they turn us against each other. I was telling some youngsters a couple of days ago when I was ministering to them inside of prison. I was telling them that when we, like in the federal system, Kevin or Tony, I want you to think about this. Man, when we get into a race riot, and the Hispanics are against us, once they come together, they don't see. Only thing they see is blacks that they're at war with. They don't see I'm from Mississippi. They don't see he's from D.C. They don't see he's from Louisiana. And man, they just see all black people. That's what they want to do. They want to kill all black people. But when we go to war, the first thing we want to do is say, hey, they ain't got nothing to do with me. That's them cats over there from Alabama. You know what I mean? Man, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's them cats. Oh man, always. Man, I'm always do that, Sean. From the cradle to the grave, man. I'm all black everything, 24/7 black. Just like I told everybody, I am Black history. So that's it. I'm always teach Black history, inside, outside. Some of the classes I really want to really start outside doing I might just start me a Zoom Black History class, man. That's what I should have did Black History Month and gave everybody a virtual certificate for attending. So just on some different topics, man. That's little known Black history facts, like Seneca Village, in New York. Used to be an all black population to the people to the government of New York marched all of them out. You know what I mean? And created Central Park. Like Elaine, Arkansas, when some of the places that that would be nice, man. We got that virtual comedy thing, dude. And I might just do that, man. I might just do that every other night for the rest of the week. Just come up with some different topics about Black history. Because I always keep a whole lot of Black history on my desk. You can believe it. You can believe it. I'm talking about all over my desk. What's up, Mike? So I'm always reading something black. You know what I mean? Even how there's so many, how we're so prominent in the Bible. We're so prominent in the Bible that when I try to tell other black people who are Christian that, okay, there were black Jews in Egypt, or let me get it right. I want to be sure. How they were saying that like the oldest Coptic Jews were the black Jews who were in Egypt. You know what I mean? And also how the world, they never talk about them because they don't let them in their community. Then you got black monks who are in China that people never talk about. They got their own village, man. They don't let people in. You know what I mean? So, but when I tell people about that, but once I show them the book, and once I show them in history, then it's always like, oh man, I didn't know that. Oh, who wrote that? Or who, when, man, you got to read and dig and read and dig, and they're going to give you what they want you to know. They're going to give you the first black that got killed in the Revolutionary War, Crispus Attucks. That's what they're going to give you. They're going to give you the black that invented the cotton gin, but they're not going to tell you about Garrett Morgan invented the stoplight. You know what I mean? Or what is it? Maxie invented the shoe patent, the same shoe that we wear. They invented the patent for the shoe, so they're not gonna teach us that the same shoe we wearing, the patent was created by a black man, because they don't want you to know how prominent it was. Because they'll take our invention and give you a little money for it, and say it's theirs. Same thing with the filament, with the light filament. You know, and the same lights that we enjoy right now today. You know, the filaments of the light was created by a black man, but Alexander Graham Bell took it, yeah, yeah, in China right now today. You know, that they Chinese society. You know, so but they take everything that we invented. You know, like the first CPU or actual computer that worked was created by a black man. You know, but the people in power, Dell and all the people who were in power, man, bought it out, hid it, make sure that we didn't know that somebody, the gas mask, you right, the refrigerator. Oh man, there's so many, man. I got a whole list of first and black patents that were filed by, you know, somebody, a person of color. Also, you know, I like writing, so also all of our people, all our blacks that published books back in the day, you know, the first authors and stuff like that, the first poetry book that came out, and all of those. I find my books, man. I got a whole lot of firsts and different things that we can teach. We can teach people and talk about it and how it still benefits us today, and it hasn't changed too much. Some of the patents are so well drawn, man, that they hadn't changed from their original form, and they're still on file. You know, they're still on file, but they don't teach us that. They don't teach us that, man. They want us to always be the maids, the car porters, and one thing I learned about history too, man, is that, you know, people hold people like Frederick Douglass in high esteem. I'm not saying he wasn't a great orator. I'm not saying that he wasn't abolitionist, but he was a watered down abolitionist who basically worked for the government. You know, you look at every great organization that ever came to be in the United States, the only way that they could infiltrate us is they had to convert somebody like us to infiltrate. You know what I mean? They was talking about, I was watching a special on Malcolm X the other day, and how the guys who were convicted, you know, were set free. But how they said that there was a black FBI in the room who had been put in the Nation of Islam, who had been recruited by the FBI, a CIA, a black CIA, a black New York cop that was undercover in there. All of them seeing what happened, but none of them, they were just there to bring Malcolm down. So they didn't say anything, but years later, now they want to speak about it. Every major organization that we had, from the Black Panthers to the Civil Rights Movement to all of the insurrections that came about before the end of slavery, like Denmark Vesey and Nat Turner and all the people, to Sonley Overture, you know, Jack Daniel Whistle was created by a black man. Well, teachers didn't, Ruben, you know, teachers, you know. So I was just thinking that how they use us to, in the Willie Lynch fashion, turn against us and to report back to them on us. Man, I had somebody to send me some documents from the Mississippi Sovereign Commission back when I was incarcerated in like 2006 or 7, and you wouldn't believe the things that they had hid, all the murders and all the people that they had wiretaps on here in the state of Mississippi every time, like Medgar Evers and stuff, when he lived in Mount Bayou, when he went to Jackson and stuff, all the wiretaps that they had on him, them, us. You know what I mean? All the black people who wore wives against other black people. And I always used to tell people when I went to trial, and when I, you know, got inside, there was nobody who didn't look like me that testified against me. Everybody that testified against me were people who looked like me. People that I looked out for. People who didn't even know me, but they were black. You know, trying to get a get out of jail free card. Hey, I know something about it. You know, I want to get out of jail. And the same thing with you, Tony. The same thing with you, Kevin. So we didn't get all that time. So it was always